Welcome. I'm the DeadwoodJedi, and today we are in This Is Us account. This Is Us is currently where I think many of you are, at the stage where he's doing maybe 10 million against Nightmare. And so our job here is to see if we can't push this account further. We're not looking to get to Ultra Nightmare. The clan doesn't even have that unlocked yet. It's kind of small. That's okay. Our goal is to try and increase our damage as much as possible. Now, right now, This Is Us is doing somewhere between 8 and 10 million on Nightmare itself. What we would like to get, what I would like to get, is to that, at least to the 2 key Nightmare range, where you're talking right around 20 million or so. Basically doubling our damage. It's a challenge to be able to do. It takes a lot of re-gearing, a lot of speed tuning, and then the masteries for your champions as well. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to show you guys the champions we have. Not all of them have their masteries done. So that does give us a little bit more of a challenge as far as putting up the damage. But our main goal is to set up the speeds so that the champions are moving at the right times. And then that will allow This Is Us to further improve his team with a template, a blueprint of where to go with this team. And I think that's really important. I would say that's actually really crucial to everything, is no matter what you're doing in your accounts, whether it's clan boss, dungeons, campaign, arena, you want a plan to move forward. That makes everything a lot easier. You know who to level up then, who to master, so you're not wasting resources on champions you don't need. So one of our goals with this is to try and give us a little bit more focus with this team and progress a little bit further with that. So we're going to kind of play around a little bit. We're going to look. Let me go ahead and show you guys the champions, and we'll come right back. All right, guys, here we are showing you the champions that we have available. I'll go ahead and give us a broader view of this. So we have several really good champions. Actually have Kantra done already, which is kind of interesting. But one of the things we have here, we have Venus, who I think we're going to need to bring in. Venus brings both the decreased defense and a weakened debuff, in addition to poisons and HP burn. Now, is Venus enough to keep the debuff bar by herself? Sometimes. Kind of depends. A little RNG based. So in order to supplement that, I'm thinking about bringing in a secondary poisoner. Now, my favorite is always Steel Skull. Steel Skull brings additional healing as well as an increased defense buff, both of which are really important for your teams. The difficulty is Steel Skull has a 4-turn cooldown, so you're going to need to move her at a 4-3 ratio, which means she needs to go faster. That's 4-3 speed ratio, so increasing the speed on Steel Skull is really important. It also means the timing of it's difficult, because if there's an increased defense buff already on this champion, they won't use their increased defense buff as well. So getting the timing of that working is really important and difficult to do as well. So there's a couple little things we're going to have to figure out as far as Steel Skull goes. In addition to that, we have Sepulchre Sentinel we just leveled up. So this one's fresh as well. I think this is our preeminent decrease attack champion that we have available here. There is a Coffin Smasher who's really good, but Sepulchre Sentinel is just a step above. Also will block the debuffs for the stun and can make us affinity friendly depending on the tune. Now, with this account, they're only doing Void Affinity. There's not enough other players in this clan to take it down to an affinity boss, so we don't need to worry about blocking the affinities. We can talk about what we would do in order to do that, but I don't think we need to actually concern ourselves with it with this account. Well, that makes things a lot easier. We also have Skull Crusher. Obviously, we're going to bring in for our counterattack. There's a couple. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4 slots that were kind of filled. Now, 3 for sure in Venus, Sepulchre Sentinel, and Skull Crusher. The other 2 are a little iffy. Like, I would like to bring in Steel Skull. But we do have Frozen Banshee as a possibility. Even Kale can be good as an off poisoner. And for that matter, we could bring in Grave Chill Killa if that's somebody we want to do. We also have a 5th slot that's completely open right now. Now, if Rosin was full 16 booked up, I'd really strongly consider bringing Rosin in this spot. Miscreated Monster is very interesting with the ally protection. We could do a double ally protection. That would let us survive a lot longer, which might be very good. We also have Whirlum, who brings in that strengthen buff, which is really effective, as well as an increased defense buff again. So if we don't go Steel Skull, I think Whirlum might be an excellent choice. So there's more than a couple of options here. I don't think Contra's really great for a clan boss, so I don't believe we're going to try her there. We also have Mausoleum Mage, who brings some nice additions to the team. Though, again, I'm not thinking that's what we're going to be needing. With Sepulchre Sentinel, Mausoleum Mage becomes pretty unnecessary. And Mausoleum Mage doesn't hit very hard, so it's kind of an unnecessary person to bring in. Now, we could always try like a speed tune with like a Haika tune, an Apothecary, even Manaya to reduce our speeds needed. But they become very complicated, and they're hard to gear because you need the gear to go at really fast rates. And so I think that's going to be a level above where we're at on this account. This account's missing two things primarily. One is focus on who to level, who to use, and the second thing is gear. So those are pretty typical, I think, for most people in the Nightmare and Brutal range of Clan Boss. Those are pretty typical barriers. And so we're going to try and work within that and make... Even with those barriers, we're still going to make this team into a very strong Nightmare composition. So I'm going to get to re-gearing everybody. As you can see, the gear is kind of all over the place. Some of it's leveled, some of it's not. Everybody's a little bit hit or miss. We don't have banners for everyone. So I'm going to do my best to gear ourselves up and get us to a position that's going to be effective. Also trying to meet those speed requirements, especially for Sepulchre Sentinel and Steel Skull, it can be a little bit difficult. So those are the things that we're going to try and work towards as I'm gearing everybody up. At this level, a lot of times the biggest things you can do to increase your damage is survive as long as possible and put as many poisons up as possible. Those are two big things. One other point I'm going to make: we don't have masteries on everybody. That can be problematic. It's might be one of those things where I have to spend some time grinding Minotaur just to get our masteries up in order to really show the kind of damage improvements that we're doing here. But I'm going to actually probably see what we do without getting those masteries up, kind of give you guys a sense of, because I think a lot of you struggle to get them up. It takes a long time to grind that. So we'll probably see where we're at without that, and that gives us another clear path for improvement as well. So let me go get the gearing. I'll come back, and we'll go over everything then. All right, guys. So I had a tune, a couple of them, had to fine-tune it a little bit. I finally found something that is going to really work well for us, I think. So let's get in. I'll go over it, explain as best I can. I'm going to show you the champions first. So we have Whirlum we're going to bring in. His strengthen buff and his increased defense buff are really powerful. He can hit hard. We don't have great crit rate on him, so probably not going to hit super hard for us, but still should do some damage. We've got good HP, okay defense, probably about 1,000 below what I'd like to have it, but we're there. You can see the masteries are not finished. We only have a little bit of it done, so we're going to be losing a lot of damage just by not having the War Master proc. We're also bringing in Venus. Venus is amazing. She's Draco Light, basically. 2,500 defense, not as good as I'd like, but because we're going to have ally protection on us the whole time, I'm not as concerned about it, especially with that 50,000 HP. We should be fine. And 221 accuracy is good. Again, crit rate's kind of low, but she doesn't hit super hard. She can hit okay, but not worth pursuing with the kind of level of gear we have. 185 speed's going to have her taking a 4-3 ratio and going at a double turn. And you go, why a 4-3 ratio? I'll get to that in a second. We also have Sepulchre Sentinel, who's just fantastic all around. I'm really happy with this build. We do have 3,600 defense and 30,000 HP. HP could be a few thousand higher. That'd be really nice. And the defense, there is no limit on how high that can go. But this should keep us in pretty good stead for a while. 184 speed is solid with 200 accuracy, all we need for Nightmare. I would love to get that crit rate higher. She can hit very hard, but the crit rate is going to be a little bit low, so not much we can do about that. Now we get into the fun stuff. We have Skull Crusher here. Skull Crusher, 43,000 HP, 40,000 defense. Okay numbers, pretty solid, not terribly great. Like if it was Ultra Nightmare, I'd be eager to bump those up considerably. But for Nightmare, this is actually going to be pretty good. And 137 speed is exceedingly low. Exceedingly low. We are going to make that work for us. We will get Skull Crusher going to 1-1 ratio. 58% crit rate is okay. Obviously, we'd like to have that closer to 100%. The crit rate's important so that he can heal up between attacks. That's really kind of crucial. So, masteries here, we have defensive mastery as well as War Master, so should be good. I should go back to Sepulchre Sentinel real quick. We almost have it mastered, but not quite. We don't have that War Master. That's going to be an issue for us. We did go down the support tree to make sure those decreased attack debuffs land and extend. So that's not crucial. You can go down the defensive tree with her. Typically, I'd probably recommend that, but with this, I want to make sure we got those on. Now, the key cog to all of this is going to be Apothecary. Apothecary, we do have Giant Slayer on, so we are going to get those procs. We are going down the support tree here. The big thing with Apothecary, we got going at 138 speed. Pretty full crit rate, which is good just for the heals, not for the damage so much. And then 3,000 defense, 30,000 health. Those are all good. We have it tuned, so Apothecary is going to increase the speed on everybody, and that's going to allow us to move at a faster rate. So all of our 4-3 champions, that's Sepulchre, Venus, and Whirlum, are going to be able to go to 4-3 ratio. And then Skullcrusher and Apothecary are going to be able to go at a 1-1 ratio because of the speed buff. It was tricky as heck trying to find this, but I was able to do it. And because of that, I think we're actually going to be really successful in this run. Remember, we were doing between 9 and 10 million a key before this. So I'm going to go ahead and get this run started, and then we're going to see where we come out on the other side. Now, for this run, there is a little bit of setup we need to make sure that we do. Not a ton, though, thankfully, but there is some. We are going to be eating at least one stun in here, so that's part of the issue. So, Sepulchre Sentinel, for Whirlum, we're going to go ahead and use that A3 ability right off of the bat. And it should, I'm pretty sure it should work out good for us the entire fight. This is a pretty auto-friendly composition. So let's go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and use this right now. It does take us a couple turns to get into it, but nothing too crazy. So now we're going to have Sepulchre Sentinel here. It's going to have a 1-turn delay on that block debuff. And we're going to have a 1-turn delay on Apothecary's increased speed. And we're going to have 2-turn delay on Skullcrusher. We need the counterattack to come after the stun. Whirlum and Venus can just go ahead and use their abilities as they come. And now we're going to go ahead and get that increased defense and block debuff ability. Get that speed up right after that hit. And we have one more turn for Skullcrusher there. There goes Venus. There goes Sepulchre Sentinel. And I believe we are pretty good to go here. Want to make sure. Always like to manual a little bit in the beginning just to make sure everything's copacetic. And get the counterattack up. And now we're going to go ahead and place that increased defense and strengthen, and we should be full auto here, guys. That's the setup. Yep, perfect timing. We got the Skullcrusher counterattack went up, and then Whirlum put up the increased defense and strengthen. That's what we want before that first AoE. And then we have that second AoE where we should all be covered with ally protection as well as increased defense and strengthen. Everybody except for Whirlum, who's pretty tough on his own right, and Skullcrusher, who obviously places the ally protection. And then on the way back, we're going to put up the increased defense and block debuffs on the first attack of Sepulchre Sentinel so that one tick falls off everyone. This is going to allow Whirlum to use his ability on the second turn of his next go around. If there's already an increased defense buff on the team, Whirlum won't use his increased defense and strengthen buff. So we have to make sure that the buff from Sepulchre Sentinel falls off first. And that's the trick of this. But trick solved. I think this will work. Let's see how much damage we do. Guys, nearly 18 million damage. That's huge. That's such an improvement over where we started. We were doing about 9 million, maybe 10 or 11 on a good day. Now we're doing 18 million. I don't even think this was a good run RNG-wise. I'm pretty confident that this team could end up doing 20 million damage to key range. Now, obviously, there's a lot of work that needs to happen. We need to get those masteries up. That's going to add another 3 to 5 million easy without doing anything else. Just getting the War Master procs is such a huge boon as far as doing damage to the clan boss. It's also a huge boon as far as the self-healing go. Lifesteal requires that massive amount of damage to really be effective, and you get that through the War Master and Giant Slayer procs. So cannot encourage this enough. You need to get those masteries. But I wanted to show what can happen even without it. That a properly tuned team can still be competitive even when you don't have all the masteries in place. And that's what we were able to do today. Due to Apothecary with their speed, with his speed buff, making everybody go a lot faster, we were able to stretch out the lack of gear that we had. I mean, this account was lacking gear, guys. I mean, really, it was problematic. But what we were able to do is we were able to stick with it. We were able to slow down Apothecary and Skull Crusher so that they were able to stay tanky. And that allowed us to put this fast gear that we did have on our other 3 champions, and Venus, Whirlim, and Sepulcher, and enabled them all to go at a 4-3 ratio, which is crazy. It's crazy that we were able to do that. Now, the speeds are finicky. It was really hard to find. Like, it's definitely not an easy way to go. But if you are up for that challenge and you're struggling on Nightmare, I highly encourage you, check out doing a slow speed tune. It can be very valuable for you guys. I mean, I want you to think we had 3 champions going on a 4-3 ratio. That's pretty fast, considering that we had pretty slow gear on everybody. Now, we could have tried to push it so that they were all going, you know, extremely fast, trying to get more and more attacks in. But I find that you're generally a lot more successful, especially early on, if you can sustain. If you can sustain and survive the hits, you can have a lot of success in clan boss. Now, depends on the champions you have. A lot of people find a lot more success going super fast and trying to go with a real speed tune. But if you're having a real hard time finding speed in your gear, this might be an excellent option for you. And it's the new frontier speed tunes, guys. There's not a lot of these comps out there. I don't have a lot of these comps out there. So, a couple really quick announcements before we cut out. One, Fire Night Tournament, I'm going to be putting out those announcements. I'm going live on Twitch Monday, so my first time that you guys can subscribe to me on Twitch. Please come check me out, 10:30 a.m. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it, guys. 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. I'm going to actually be unveiling my new clan boss team, which I have to build now, but I'm really excited about it. It's completely unique, very fun. I'm going to be putting out the runs from the Fire Night Challenge in my next video. The most important thing, guys, the most important thing, I cannot forget this, I need all of you to do me a huge favor, and in the comments below, I need you to write happy birthday, because this is us family. This was his birthday gift to himself. I would love it if the community can spread the love and just say happy birthday and type that in down below. He was super happy with the account takeover. I think he's going to be very happy with the video. And I think he would love it if the community could come out, shout out a little support, just say happy birthday to him so he knows you guys support. That would be wonderful. I think it would really make his day. And, you know, you guys have made my day, my week, my month, my year. The amount of support I get from you guys, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you for all the subscriptions. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and like the video below. Guys, even if you don't, thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching. And till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.